Okay, so what's that, Sarah?
This is Ron's.
Who's Ron?
Ron runs Canterbury Gardens. And
Ron,
he
oh,
is an
he's our friend, right?
expert. Today he's our friend. He's,
Oh,
an expert
And so what do we have
in
here?
organic gardening. This is his soil. And
what makes it so special?
well, it has the soil microbiome, so says Ron, but it has, what are these, rice casings, compost,
Rice hulls, yeah.
rice holes,
Or husks or something like that.
and lots of organic material. And pretty much we learned from Ron that if we follow his directions, everything grows. So we're adding some of Ron's soil to fill this up.
How much did Ron's soil cost?
Each of these bags were, this is about 2 cubic feet. I think they were like $20 or $25.
Per bag?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you never have to buy it again.
So why is this better than, say, going to Home Depot and getting soil there?
Well, I mean, we basically double paid the first year, remember? We bought all this crap from Home Depot out of the bag, and then nothing grew.
Why didn't anything grow?
Didn't have any nutrition in it.
Well, that one thing is because the bags were sealed.
Oh yeah, and everything was dead.
So one thing we learned is that bags have to be open. Like soil has to breathe. So like one thing is like, you know, if you have raised beds, you should not cover them during the winter. And if you do cover them with a ground crop or straw or something like that. Red clover, something that puts just a cover crop, something that puts what, sugars in the soil. Okay, so one thing that we learned was that if you have bags and the bags come sealed, that means that there's nothing living in there, because obviously if the bags are sealed, there's no oxygen, no way for the little, you know, organisms to breathe, the little worms and bugs and so on and so forth. And those are things that are good for the soil. So Ron makes his soil and he makes sure that they breathe. So the first thing we do when we get home is actually he wraps them up so we can get them in the car. Then we get them home, and he says, once you get home, you have to unwrap them. You have to make sure that the tops are open so they can breathe. And so, yeah, you need to have soil that breathes. So that's one thing that's bad with Home Depot soil. The other thing that's bad with Home Depot soil is that they're usually with some kind of fill, like sand or something like that. Now, sand is horrible because water doesn't drain in sand. It just kind of like sits on top, and you have these pools of water. You want it to be filled with like, old school way is vermiculite. New is like worm castings or rice hulls or something like that. And it will allow the soil to be really loose and drain. And so you want a very drainable soil. What else is wrong with, Home Depot soil? Oh, well, they have a lot of like chemicals and shit like that. So people do get great results with Miracle-Gro, or, insert your, big brand, Monsanto, copyright here or trademark chemical here. You'll get some very big tomatoes, but also you're eating that. So if you're going to grow at home and you want the best you can, put in your body, then make sure that's as organic as possible, and you're gonna need organic soil. So why don't we just do this ourselves, Sarah?
So we can do this ourselves.
We just spend like a whole fortune on the soil.
Well, just getting all the materials for making the same thing is actually going to probably be even more expensive. And Ron is someone who's in our community who has been doing this for 40 years. So he has a process, and you don't have to buy this soil every year. I mean, you might need a little bit to top it off, but once you start this soil, you have it forever.
And so, yeah, you can do it yourself. It's just one, if you need volume to fill your beds. One thing we did learn, like she said earlier, is that we filled a bed with some different soil. I don't think we got it from Home Depot or anything.
We got the compost from Patiti's.
We got the compost from Patiti's, yeah. And, well, it was crap. I mean, it was night and day for the things that were growing downstairs in our basement with Ron's soil, or things out here in the boxes with Ron's soil, compared to what we got from Patiti's. So it was a night and day difference.
Yeah, so something you need, he already talked about nutrition and drainage, but something you need is something that will like hold moisture, but it still can drain. And a lot of times people use peat, which is awesome, but peat is actually not a renewable resource.
So as you see, don't call me a hypocrite. These bags are tied because we just came from Ron's or Canterbury Gardens. But if we don't put them all in the beds, we will untie them and put them in the garage. And if we don't use them all, as you see, the beds are pretty much full. You want about 4 inches from the rim. And if we don't use them, we're going to put them in our 2 new raised beds that are going to go right here. So we're looking forward to that. okay, so I bet you're probably wondering, why are you spending so much money to grow some damn vegetables and you're not just going to the damn grocery store and buying organic vegetables? That's a good question. But we actually saved quite a bit of money. Like last summer, we had 4 raised beds. We had a variety of vegetables. I think we had a variety of vegetables. The only thing we had to go buy at the store was garlic and potatoes. We didn't grow potatoes. We didn't buy a vegetable in 6 months last year. Everything came from the garden. And if we didn't have a carrot, then we just didn't buy a carrot, or we did go buy a carrot. But most likely we just said, okay, we don't have carrots today. We have other radishes or something like that. I mean, obviously that's not a carrot, but we just ate differently if we didn't have the vegetable. And so that's 6 months of not buying vegetables from the store. And it saved that money of buying organic from Heinen's or Whole Foods or what have you. So, you know what we should do, Sarah, this year?
What?
Is we should track what we don't buy in vegetables and then compare it with the price to Heinen's.
That's a good idea.
And see if we actually make any money back this summer. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah?
That's a great idea.
Is it a great idea?
Yes. Okay, good.
Look at me. Chivalry is dead. I'm allowing you to carry this.
Get one of these. Oh, geez.
I gotta go eat food. Bye.